Time for a morning cup of joe. And this morning we're sipping it out of a styrofoam cup. Well, this is made of a material called polystyrene. And we are familiar with that not only as these foamed cups, but also these glasses. The difference is that this is blown with a gas. It is expanded, but same material. And of course, there are many other things that are made of a foam polystyrene, these packing peanuts, as we refer to them. Very interesting material. And we're kind of celebrating a birthday because it was back in 1931, exactly 90 years ago, that commercially the first version of polystyrene was produced by the IG Farben company in Germany. The history, however, goes back further than that. It goes back to the 1800s, and around 1839, when Edward Simon, a Berlin apothecary, isolated a liquid from the sap of a tree that grew in Asia, and discovered that when he distilled this material, an oily substance formed, and when he left it for a couple of days, it turned into a thick jelly-like material. It was around 1865 that the French chemist Berthelot discovered what had happened here. He suggested that small molecules from the sap of the tree had joined together to form a long chain, or a polymer. And indeed, that is exactly what polystyrene is. It is made by taking small molecules of a material called styrene and joining them together into what we refer to as a polymer. And how to do this was figured out by the IG Farben chemists. And as I said, in 1931, they were able to mass produce it by isolating styrene, not from a tree, but from petroleum, and finding a way to link those small molecules together into a polymer, which had all kinds of commercial uses. Of course, there were problems that cropped up because the original foaming agent used to make this foamed version of polystyrene. Styrofoam was the trade name by the Dow Chemical Company. The first material that was used to impart this foaminess was Freon. When it turned out that Freon damaged ozone in the upper atmosphere, it was replaced by pentane and carbon dioxide. However, today there's a further problem with these, and that is it is very difficult to recycle. Although there's a recycling logo on polystyrene in the triangle with the number 6 in it, it turns out that it is practically very difficult to recycle because, first of all, it's very difficult to transport the foamed material since it is very light, takes up a lot of space, and the energy needed to transport it to a recycling center is significant. But there are ways of possibly recycling, and a very interesting way that is worked out today is to take the polymeric molecules of polystyrene and chemically break them down into the individual monomer units. And then those can be reformed into fresh polystyrene. So chemistry may come to the fore in solving this problem of recycling polystyrene. However, some applications of polystyrene are going to disappear because the products that it was used to encase are disappearing. What are we talking about? We're talking about the so-called jewel cases for compact discs. Remember compact discs? Well, they're kind of disappearing, displaced by technology. You know, everything is online these days. So in this case, the polystyrene is going to disappear, but there are still many, many applications of polystyrene that will stay with us. So what can we say? Happy birthday, polystyrene.